tell us, what is your advice for young journalists who want to be a White House correspondent and who want to cover these serious issues?
Well, what I did coming up in this business, I worked in local news. I was in Knoxville, Tennessee, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, before finally going to CBS News and then CNN. And along the way, I covered City Hall, I covered city politics, state politics, and that was a good training ground to cover the president today. Every step of the way, you would run across politicians who would want to give you a hard time for asking hard questions, and that sort of, I think, built up some of the thick skin that I needed for what I'm doing now.
It's interesting because in the panel you said it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, you know, you don't want to make mistakes all the time. You probably should keep them to be pretty rare, or else you're going to be out of a job. But what I meant by that is that people shouldn't be so freaked out that if they make a mistake that all of a sudden, you know, they're now fake news. I think that that's a trap that's been set for us, and we have to reject that. News organizations for decades have had sterling reputations for the most part, and on occasion they make a mistake. They have a slip up. They issue a correction, and that's what you have to do. That's what all responsible news organizations do, and I don't think that that's something that we have to be afraid of. We obviously have to do our jobs thoroughly, make sure we don't make any mistakes, double check, triple check our facts. As one of my old news directors used to say, when in doubt, leave it out. But at the same time, you know, don't feel so much pressure that you avoid doing stories, or you're worried about making mistakes so much that you can't do your job and that you're frozen. That's what I meant by that, yeah.
CBS Jeff Pegg said something about cultivating sources, how important it is, and you're covering the White House. Tell us about how you cultivate sources and advice for the young journalists coming up.
You know, I think what he said was right. You have to build relationships with people, and you know, your reputation speaks for yourself. I mean, even though I get attacked by Trump from time to time, you know, there are people who work for him who call and text me and email me and still talk to me, because even though the people work for him understand that the boss may not like me very much or may not like us very much, they still have to make sure we have the right information to get on the air, to get out to our viewers, and they know me because of, you know, the job that I've done over the years, and they know they can trust me with information. And so it's just about building those relationships, building trust with people, and making sure people feel comfortable, you know, giving you information. That tends to work out at the end of the day.
Tell the up-and-coming students about dealing with the pressure. Just for us to close, it's you know, the panel spoke about how intense it is and how you hardly ever sleep, and
Sure.
we saw Jeff Peltz wearing sneakers here today because they want to be comfortable.
Well, I mean, after Donald Trump became president and was sworn into office, I started running. I go running about 4 or 5 miles every day. It burns off stress. It's just what I do. You just kind of have to find that outlet, I think, as a journalist, because we do live in these sort of demanding lives and have this very, you know, difficult, trying profession. But at the same time, it's very rewarding. It's like I said about the lady that sent me the T-shirt in the mail with the Statue of Liberty on it. People do appreciate what we do, and that keeps you going too. So.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Acosta. Really appreciate your time.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thanks.